हरि ओम। ओ ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गायै नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। भवानी शङ्करौ वन्दे श्रद्धाविश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धाः स्वान्तस्तमीश्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगताम् अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। नमः पार्वतीपतये। हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। So Bhagwan explains to Arjuna that first you follow the path of Karma Yoga, perform your duties as per your Varna and Ashrama, and dedicate them to Ishvara. That will purify your Antakarana. Also, through Upasana, you can further purify your Antakarana. Then approach a teacher. Tadviddhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Surrender to a teacher and ask him question about that supreme reality and gain that knowledge through Shravana, and then do Mananam, reflect on what you have heard and get convinced about that supreme truth, that Brahma, which is the very Karan of this world, which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Anandam Ekam, that Brahma you are. So through Mananam, I should gain that conviction that I am that Brahma. So once we gain this conviction, thereafter one should pursue the path of Nididhyasan and gain abidance in our own self, which is Brahma. So one need not put forth effort to know that self, because that self is already known. All of us, we know ourselves. Only thing, we have misunderstanding about ourselves, which have to be eliminated. That's what Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji, he writes in this commentary on verse number 50. He says that Tasmat Bahyakara Bheda Buddhi Nivrittihi Eva Atmaswarupa Alambane Karanam. That all those thoughts or misunderstanding which we have superimposed on our own self have to be eliminated. And once we eliminate, we gain abidance in our own self as we are. See, just as we collect water during the rainy season, so that water may have lot of impurities, lot of dust, and when that water is just stored, all the dust settles down and one sees that clear water. Similarly, when all that misunderstanding goes away, one gains abidance in our own self. We come to recognize ourself as we are. So, nahi atma nama kasyachit kadachit aprasiddha. So, atma is not aprasiddha. It is not something which is not known or not famous. All of us, we have knowledge of our own self. This is a very important point. Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji, he writes further कि अप्रसिद्धे हि तस्मिन् आत्मनि अस्वार्था सर्वा प्रवृत्तयः प्रसज्जेरन्. If Atma was not known, if one says that Atma is not known, then all the activities will become fruitless only, because whatever activities we do it for ourselves. Whatever actions we perform through our body, through our senses, whatever desires come in our mind and we try to fulfill them, for whom we are doing all this? For our sake, for my own sake. In the Upanishad also it is said, Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati, that even people and things are dear to us only with respect to ourself. We have supreme love for ourselves and we do everything for our own self. But the only problem is that we don't know exactly what is the nature of ourself. So we, by mistake, since we experience the sense of I in the body, we think the body is the self. Since we experience the sense of I in our senses, in our mind, we take them as our own self. But we have the experience that we get separated from this physical body when we are asleep, when we are dreaming. We are totally cut off from our physical body. And when we are in deep sleep state, we are cut off from the Sthula Sharir as well as the Sukshma Sharir. So I am separate from these bodies. That is my everyday experience. But when I wake up, again I identify with these bodies. So Atma is Prasiddha only. And all these activities of the body, the mind is not for the sake of the body. It is for the sake of the Atma only. Nacha dehadi acetanarthatvam shakyam kalpaitum. Because all the activities of the body etc. are jada. So all the activities are not for the sake of the body but for the sake of ourself. Just like any object of this world, those objects are not for the sake of those objects, but they are used by the Chaitanya Jivas. The chair is not for the chair, but for one who sits on the chair. The table is not for the table itself, but one who uses that table. Similarly, this body is not for the sake of body. Body's sake is for the sake of that Atma, for me. Also the Sukha Dukkha which we acquire in this world is not for the sake of Sukha or Dukkha itself, but for my sake. Nacha Sukhartam Sukham Dukkhartam Va Dukkham Atmavagati Avasanarthatvacha Sarva Vyavaharasya. All this Vyavahar is for the sake of that Atma only. Therefore, Atma is known, but the exact nature of that Atma is not known. And that is revealed by the Shastras. The Shastras say that Atma which you are experiencing in the waking along with your gross body, in the dream along with your subtle body, and in deep sleep devoid of all these bodies, what you are experiencing as your own self is Brahma. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Anandam, Ekam, Brahma. That Brahma you are. You are Satyam, changeless existence. Jnanam, absolute knowledge, knowledge per se. Anantam, you are infinite. Anandam, you are bliss. No objects are required for my happiness. I am of the nature of happiness itself. And I am Ekam, I am one. So that has to be recognized. Here Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji writes very interesting thing. He says, कि तस्माद् यथा स्वदेहस्य परिच्छेदाय न प्रमाणान्तरापेक्षा ततः अपि आत्मनः अंतरतमत्वात् तद अवगतिं प्रति न प्रमाणान्तरापेक्षा इति। आत्मज्ञाननिष्ठा विवेकिनां सुप्रसिद्धा इति सिद्धम्। See, we experience the sense of I in this body without effort. And we don't require any praman, any proof to understand that I. Sahaj, without effort, spontaneously we recognize this body as I. स्वदेहस्य परिच्छेदाय न प्रमाणान्तरापेक्षा. In the same way, we recognize our senses as I. We recognize the mind, the intellect as I, spontaneously. And why? Because of the presence of that buddhi. In that buddhi there is a reflection of that self as I am, and that buddhi is connected to the senses, that buddhi is connected to the sharira, sthula sharir, and we experience the sense of I. But the Shastras say that you are not only this gross body, you are not only this indriyas and mind, the whole world which you see is also your own self. The entire world is your own self. See, we have seen in the previous chapters also that when the whole world goes into pralay, when the dissolution of this world takes place, only that Brahma alone remains. Sadeva Saumya idam agra asit. Brahma alone is there. Nothing else is there. There is no other name, no other form. Then when that time for Shrishti comes, that desire comes in the mind of that Brahma as Ishvara, that let me create this world. And the first expression is of Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is born. Hiranyagarbha has got this cosmic mind, Samashti Mana, Samashti Buddhi, Samashti Ahankar, and the Panchatan Matras. So when Hiranyagarbha looks at himself, when Hiranyagarbha looks at his own self, try to understand himself, he understands himself as everything. That mind, the intellect, everything is myself only. And in Hiranyagarbha's intellect arises the thought of the entire creation, and the whole physical creation happens. Vaishvanara is born. So when Vaishvanara looks at himself, he looks at the entire creation as his own self. The sun, the moon, the stars, the mountains, the rivers, and all the beings are myself. So Vaishvanara's buddhi pervades the entire creation. When Vaishvanara thinks of himself, he experiences the sense of I in the entire creation. His buddhi pervades the entire creation. Hiranyagarbha looks at the whole world as existing only in his mind. Ishvara comes to understand that all this is my Shakti only. Para and Apara Prakriti is my Shakti. My Shakti is not different from me. And in that Brahma, there is no Dvaita at all. There is no duality at all. That Brahma I should recognize as my own self. So this world also have to be understood as myself only. So not only I should recognize myself as beyond this upadhis, but I should know that all these upadhis are also my own self. So that is very important. So here finally Bhagavan says कि अतः अत्यंत प्रसिद्धम ज्ञानम ज्ञाता अपि अत एव प्रसिद्ध इति तस्मात् ज्ञाने यत्नो न कर्तव्यः किंतु अनात्म बुद्धि निवृत्तौ एव तस्मात् ज्ञान निष्ठा सुसंपाद्या. That one doesn't have to put forth effort to know oneself, because I know myself, but all the misunderstandings have to be eliminated and I have to gain abidance in myself as I am. So that abidance in myself as I am is what is called Jnana Nishtha, and that Jnana Nishtha is possible. Just as I gave that example of the mirror and myself. So when I look into the mirror, I see my image in the mirror. I see it as though different from me. So while looking at the image in the mirror, I should be able to shift my attention from that image to myself and remain as myself. So that paradigm shift, that shifting my attention from the image to myself is what we call the Jnana Nishtha. So for that, all misunderstanding have to be eliminated as not this, I am not this, I am not this, but I am that Nirupadik Brahma. So what are the steps which will help me to attain this Jnana Nishtha? That Bhagavan says, I will tell you now. So from the following verses, from verse number 51, Bhagavan guides us on the path of Nitidhyasan or Jnana Nishtha. So let us chant verse number 51. Buddhya vishuddhaya yuktaha धृत्यात्मानं नियम्य च शब्दादीन् विषयान् त्यक्त्वा रागद्वेषव्युदस्य च. Bhagavan says, he gives the first step here, but more steps are mentioned in the following verses. He says first you gain that pure buddhi, buddhya vishuddhaya yuktaha, endowed with a supremely pure buddhi. Buddhya vishuddhaya yuktaha. Then dhritya atmanam niyamya cha, with perseverance, with dhriti, controlling the Atma. Atma means the Sharir and the Stula Sharir and the Sukshma Sharir. Controlling the Stula Sharir and Sukshma Sharir. They are called Karya Karana Sanghatam. So having controlled the Sthula and Sukshma Sharir, Dhrutyatmanam Niyamya cha, and Shabdadin Vishayans Taktva, and giving up all the objects like Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, negating or shifting our attention from this Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Raga, Dvesha, Vyudasya cha, eliminating, removing Raga and Dvesha. Raga, Dvesha, likes and dislikes. One more verse we will see and then try to understand these verses together. Vivikta sevi lagvashi yatavakkaya manasaha dhyana yoga paro nityam vairagyam samupashritaha. Bhagavan says Vivikta sevi. Go in a secluded place, remaining in a secluded place, Vivikta sevi. Lagvashi, eating only minimum to just retain or to maintain the body. Lagu ashi, eating less. Yatava kaya manasaha, restraining the vak, the speech, kaya, the body, manasa, the mind, vairagyam samapashritaha, taking refuge in vairagya. Bhagavan says, dhyana yoga paro nityam, you meditate. You pursue the path of Dhyana Yoga. What is Dhyana Yoga? To constantly think of the self. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji writes कि ध्यानम आत्म स्वरूप चिंतनम योगा आत्म विषये एव एकाग्रीकरणम तौ ध्यान योगो परत्वेन कर्तव्यो यस्य स ध्यान योग परः. Become ध्यान योग परः. Give up all other activity and just meditate. And what is this meditation? Bhagavan says Atma Swarupa Chintanam. Think of that Swarupa of your own self, the nature of your own self. Swarupa Satyam Jnanam Anantam, the pure self. Constantly think as per the guidance of the Shastra, what we have recognized ourself. So constantly think of that self. It's like with that example of the mirror. Constantly look at your image in the mirror and understand that that image is there, but I am here. So constantly contemplate on your own self, that I am that Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. And Atma Vishaye Eva Ekagri Karanam, and focus all your attention on that self. So again, let us go back to the previous verse. So this is the practice Bhagavan is telling us of Jnana Nishtha. But again, what is required is Buddhya Vishuddhaya Yuktaha. One should have a very pure intellect. Intellect, as we have seen, our buddhi has got the capacity to know, to recognize. So with the help of this buddhi, we should, and with taking the help of the Shastras, we have to recognize our own self. See, the Shastras give us various ways by which we can again and again shift our attention to our own self. In Mandukya Upanishad, the Upanishad gives 4 steps to gain that abidance in our own self. The first step is to identify with Vaishvanara as our own self. The second step is to identify with Hiranyagarbha as our own self. The third step is to identify with Ishvara as our own self. And the fourth step is to identify with that Brahma. So buddhya vishuddhaya yuktaha, with a very pure intellect, come to understand yourself. Here Shankaracharya ji says, what is this buddhi? Adhyavasayatmikaya, which has understood and which has got that nishchaya. See the word dhyana, and we use the word nididhyasan. Nididhyasan is when we have the nishchaya. Nishchaya means conviction of the nature of our own self. Once that conviction happens, then we have to shift our attention to our own self. If that conviction has not happened, then we should use mananam to gain that conviction. So through Shravan and Mananam, we gain conviction. But once we are convinced about our own self, then we have to shift our attention to our own self. See, this is a very subtle and very sukshma sadhana. So we will try to just understand what is being conveyed. And as we progress on our spiritual journey, we will be able to sincerely practice this. Okay? So, buddhya vishuddhaya yuktaha. So, endowed with pure intellect, which has gained clarity of the nature of one's own self. That is called Vishuddha Buddhi. Extremely subtle and clear buddhi, which has gained the conviction that I am this Brahma. That is called Vishuddha Buddhi. So buddhya vishuddhaya yuktaha, that is the first and the most important point. If that conviction that I am Brahma is not there, then we cannot practice nididhyasan. It can be practiced only after gaining 100% conviction intellectually that I am Brahma. So for that conviction, first we should know what is this Brahma. We should know what is this I, and we should know that I am this Brahma. When we say I am Brahma, the world, everything is included in that Brahma. If I understand my own self only as present in this body, if I understand myself only as the witness of my body, mind, intellect, then that is not the complete understanding of the self. See, in the waking state, I understand myself as the knower of this world. I think the world is outside me and I am the knower of this world. In the dream, I say that I am the knower of the dream world. In the deep sleep state, I remain without knowing anything, without doing anything. Though the Shastras say that I am one with Brahma, but I don't know. And when I wake up, again I identify with the body, the mind. So with deep contemplation, I have to gain that conviction that I am this Brahma, the Nirupadik Brahma. And when I look at this world, the entire world is also myself. I should be able to absorb this world into myself, not negate the world, but absorb the world into myself. Not negate the world as mithya, but absorb the world into myself. So let me give another example. Like the gold and gold ornaments. So when I look at all the ornaments only from the standpoint of the forms, the shape, then there are many different types of ornaments. Suppose there is a bangle and I am identified only with the bangle. Then I will say I am this bangle and there is that necklace, there is that ring, there are these other ornaments around me. So I will experience myself as different and all the ornaments as different. But what is the nature of this bangle? The nature of this bangle is gold. And once I gain conviction that I am gold, then I will not only know that I am present in the bangle, but I am present in all the ornaments. Similarly, once I gain conviction that I am Brahma, I will not only know that I am present in this whole body and mind and intellect, but I am present in this whole world. So with respect to the upadis, I am this entire world. Means with respect to my form and name, I am this entire world. Everything is myself. And in my Swarupa, I am also beyond all names and forms. So having gained this 100% conviction, Bhagavan says you practice this nididhyasana. So buddhya vishuddhaya yuktaha, with a pure buddhi, dhrityatmanam niyamya cha, restrain, controlling the atmanam. Atmanam here means karya karana sanghatam, the body, sthula sharir as well as the sukshma sharir. Having restrain means controlled the sthula sharir and sukshma sharir, means not allowing the thoughts going into the body or into the senses, having that total control over our thoughts, our total control over our feelings. That is called having control over the body as well as the senses and the mind. Because we have to achieve this jump. We have to achieve this paradigm shift. We are looking at present from the standpoint of our body, from the standpoint of our buddhi, from the standpoint of our vritti, aham vritti. From there we have to shift our whole standpoint into my own self. The world remaining where it is, our body remaining as it is, our senses, our mind remaining as it is. We have to achieve a shift. We have to achieve a paradigm shift. That is the idea behind this Nididhyasan. So having controlled the body, having controlled the mind, Shabdadin Vishayans Taktva, shifting our attention from all Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha. Because when we are paying attention to Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha, all the activities of the mind, the senses happen. Our desires get activated. Our thoughts start running in the outer world. That feeling of Dvaita comes, that I am different, this world is different. I have to pursue something in this world. So one has to drop all the Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, have total control over the Stula Sharir, Sukshma Sharir. Just pay attention to the sense of I am, my whom. But this sense of I is only a thought now, is only a vritti. But the real I is that Atma, which is present in the entire world, which is not present only in this body, but which is present in the whole world, which is the self of all. So shifting our attention from all these objects, Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha. See, again, to give example of that gold ornaments, if I really want to pay attention to the gold, my attention should not be on the ornaments, on the form, on the name. And once I recognize the gold, I will come to know that all these forms are myself only. There are no difference. So, giving up the attention towards all Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, Shabdadin Vishayans Taktva, Raga Dvesha Vyudasya Cha. And we will be able to give up our attention from all this Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha if we drop Raga and Dvesha, if we drop attachment and repulsion towards them. Not to be attached or not to have repulsion towards any objects or anything of this world. Not to have any agenda in the world. Not to focus attention on knowing something, because if I know something of this world, then I, the knower, and what is known, the difference is there. Then that Dvaita Bhavana again rises up. So drop all Raga Dvesha. I neither want something nor I don't want anything. I have neither likes or nor dislikes towards any object, anything, any being of this world. See, this might appear very difficult, very strange, but similar thing we do, spontaneously when we go to sleep. When we go to sleep and when we achieve deep sleep is the most amazing thing. In order to sleep, you have to abandon the world. You have to give up your attention towards the world. There should not be any likes or dislike towards any object of the world. Not only the outer world, but you have to give up your attention towards your body also. And it happens spontaneously by Bhagwan's grace that our attention gets dropped from the body and the world. then our attention gets dropped even from our mind and intellect, and we go into deep sleep. So what happens spontaneously, we have to achieve consciously in our waking. Go at a deeper level of your own being. Look at the world not from the standpoint of your ego, not from the standpoint of the buddhi, but be seated in that self and look. Shift your position from the world, from the vritti in the buddhi to that self alone. So for that, the requirement is first Vishuddha Buddhi, clear-cut understanding of the self as Brahma, then controlling the body, Sthula Sharir and Sukshma Sharir, then dropping all attention from Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, the 5 objects which make up this world, and dropping likes and dislikes into these objects. Dropping, neither wanting anything nor not wanting, just no attention on the names and forms. For practicing this sincerely with total dedication, we have to go away from all distractions. Therefore, Shastras talk about sannyas also, that you drop everything. Take this only as one agenda and pursue it with total sincerity. You cannot have 2 agendas working at the same time. You cannot have some duties or something to be done in this world and also simultaneously practicing Nididhyasana. You can't have your feet in 2 boats. All those great Mahatmas who have achieved this enlightenment, if you see their life, we find that they have pursued this path with 100% sincerity and conviction and commitment. Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi gave up his home and walked away from his home. He reached at Arunachalam and stayed there alone, not bothered about eating, drinking, sleeping, just focusing his attention on his own Supreme Self, meditating day and night, unaware of everything else. Vivikta Sevi, become fond of ekanta, solitude. Shankaracharya ji writes कि अरण्य, नदी, पुलिन, गिरि, गुहादीन विविक्तान देशान सेवितुम शीलम यस्य. Ekant, solitude, like in a forest or near some river or in some cave, in some mountain, away from all distractions, and just 100% focusing on achieving that shift, that paradigm shift, that jump, that transcending everything. See, it's very strange. When you transcend everything, you also absorb everything. When one comes to recognize oneself, one's swarupa, we will also know that this world is not different from me. The world doesn't get negated, the world gets absorbed. Therefore, in all our Shastras, it is said that when a person gains enlightenment, the world doesn't disappear, but he looks at this world as Atma, Sarvatma Bhav. Sarvabhutastham Atmanam Sarvabhutani cha Atmani Pashyati. He sees himself in all the beings, and he sees all beings in himself. He doesn't see the world as mithya. He sees the world as his own self. सब कुछ मैं ही हूँ. There is no division of any kind. Everything has become his own self. Sarvam atmaiva bhut vijanatah. So for that sincerity is required, which is indicated here as vivikta sevi. Go in solitude. Pursue this path with 100% dedication. See, here Bhagwan is talking about nididhyasan to Arjuna. But then again he tells Arjuna that you follow the path of Karma Yoga. So this greatest ideal is shown to Arjuna. Not to be immediately practiced, because he has not reached that stage yet. He has to follow the path of Karma Yoga first. But Bhagwan is showing all the way. He is showing all the way towards moksha. Because this Bhagavad Gita is not only meant for Arjuna, but is meant for everyone. So all of us are at different stages of our evolution. So for those who have reached this stage wherein one has gained the conviction of the self, for them Bhagwan says, you drop everything, meditate and gain abidance in your own self. So Vivikta Sevi and Laghu Ashi. Eat little, only enough to maintain the body, because body is also required when one is practicing this nididhyasan. So whatever is required to maintain the body, that much alone you eat, not more. Shankaracharya ji writes, why it is said like that? He says that Vivikta Seva Lagva Shanayoho Nidradi Dosha Nivartakatvena Chitta Prasada Hetutvat Grahanam. That when we practice this Ekantavas, and also we practice eating less, we will be able to overcome the obstacles of sleep and other distractions. Sleep and other distractions. See, even in a worldly way, when let us say a student is preparing for exams, he wants to focus his whole attention, so there should not be any distraction, no loud sound or no people around talking, yapping. Then only he can focus. But here for Nididhyasan, 100% focus is required. So Vivikta Sevi Lagvashi Yatavakaya Manasaha, with complete control over the Vani. No speaking or no chattering in the mind also. The speech has become absolutely quiet, Also the body not distracting us while we are meditating, and also the mind also is under complete control. So with all this outer preparation, you should do Nididhyasan. And what is that Nididhyasan? Dhyana Yoga Paraha. Here Bhagwan calls it Dhyana Yoga Paraha. Nityam. And what is Dhyana Yoga Paraha? Constantly thinking of the self. While thinking of the self, shifting the attention on the self. Thinking of the self is only to help shift our attention to the self. Because whatever we think, the attention goes there. If we think of a tree, the attention goes on the tree. If one thinks of the body, the attention goes on the body. If one thinks on breathing, the attention goes in our breathing. When we think of the self, first the attention will go on the aham vritti. But this aham vritti, the I thought, belongs to that Atma. So constantly focus your attention on this I thought and then shift your attention from the I thought to the actual I. From that actual I only arises this I thought. And from that I thought arises all the other thoughts. So shift your attention from all the thoughts to I thought, from I thought to the actual I. As Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi ji says, that aham ayam kuto bhavati chinvata ai patatyaham nija vicharanam ahaminasha bhaji aham taya spurati rutsvayam paramapurna sat. That you find out from where this I thought has come. Means, to whom does this I thought belong? To whom does this I thought belong? Constantly ask that question कि ये अहम वृत्ति किसके लिए है, किसकी है? किसकी है means, again to give example of this, let me give example of this buddhi. So the buddhi is like the water, and the vrittis happen in this buddhi. So if there is an object outside, the vritti of that object happens. So this vritti is an expression of the buddhi only. But if there is a pencil vritti, it belongs to a pencil which is outside. So there is a pencil outside and there is a vritti in the buddhi. So when we see a pencil, though the vritti is in the buddhi, we point out to that pencil and say, this is the pencil. So the vritti is in the buddhi, but that object is outside. Similarly, this aham vritti is in the buddhi, but that atma is beyond this vritti. So from the vritti, aham vritti, one has to shift one's attention to that actual aham and remain as that aham. That is what Bhagwan says as dhyana yoga paraha. Totally 100% engaged in dhyana yoga only. This dhyana yoga is nididhyasan, not an activity of the buddhi. Though in the beginning we take help of the aham vritti, that aham brahmasmi vritti, that I am that Brahma, and then shift the whole attention toward that I who is Brahma. Here Bhagavan gives the meaning of that word nityam also. Nityam means constantly one has to practice this. Nitya grahanam mantra japa adi anya kartavya abhava pradarshanaartham. And this is not associated with any other sadhana, not associated with japa or some mantra chanting or dhyana or other things, but only shifting our attention towards our own self. So dhyana yoga paro nityam. And what will help us to make this jump, to achieve this paradigm shift, is vairagya. So one is viveka, means proper understanding of our own self and conviction, and vairagya. Vairagya is ability to drop the upadhis, ability to drop the vritti and the upadhis and take this jump in our own self. See, if we have to achieve something in the world, we jump outside. But this nididhyasana is to jump within. So dhyana yoga paro nityam vairagyam samapashritaha. So contemplate on this, understand this, and more about this we will see in our class tomorrow. Till then, you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana. Listen to this pravachan again, contemplate, understand, and we shall meet again tomorrow. Okay? Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, 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 Jaya Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Bole Siyava Ramachandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.